on this one. All right, welcome everybody. So today, I'll just to first of all thank all of you for joining us on this webinar on a Saturday. So I just want to share a bit about what Safe Space is all about, and then we can kick off this interesting topic. So Safe Space is a Singapore-based digital mental health care provider. So what we do is that we want to strengthen the mental resilience by providing fast and affordable access to quality counseling sessions, basically. So we also focus on thought leadership. So that's why we have topics like this with our very own therapist herself, Agnes. So today we'll be talking on the topic of out of balance in a modern life. I believe this is apt in this current age where everything has gone either virtually or digital, and it's very, very busy, and we are in a pandemic basically. So Agnes, today I would like to pass the mic to you so that you can share your wonderful knowledge on this topic. Over to you.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. It's afternoon in Singapore. It's actually morning in the place where I am. I'm Agnes, and actually, it is a bit provocative question that I wanted to raise today. I don't know exactly if this is going to be fitting what Carol said, but what I'm actually looking for is for you to help you to find your own right approach towards work life, whatever it is. Yeah, so today we're going to actually explore different ideas, what it could be. Yeah, I have to be honest with you that I don't agree to work-life balance. I think the work-life balance is a myth, and it's something that it's basically hard to achieve, and actually it's impossible. So we'll be looking for alternatives to this. And hopefully this will give you some food for thoughts into how to create the best approach for yourself in terms of this topic. So yeah, I'm Agnes. Again, I'm psychologist. I'm CBT psychotherapist, and obviously I work with Safe Space, so that's why I'm here. So what's going to be like sort of things that I'm looking for to cover with you today and around this topic? It will be just asking yourself the question, does work-life balance actually exist? Yes, or probably there are better goals to actually look into it and better question to ask. Yeah, so we're going to start from actually looking into, you know, how realistic it is, this kind of myth when we say work-life balance, and probably you have a lot of your own experience, and we're going to tap into this. Then I'm going to sort of present to you different approaches towards the work-life balance, different alternatives. Yeah, what could be alternatives? And here I would probably ask you for your attention to follow it and see what will fit the most your sort of individual way to actually carry on things that you want to achieve in your work life and on your personal level. Yeah, so hopefully by the end of this webinar, you will have some answer on that. And then I'm going to invite you for the exercise where we're going to insert a word that is right for you. So this is going to be a very individual exercise. So for everyone, it will be their own journey. I will just going to be a facilitator here, guide you through those different concepts. And again, I will sort of kind of trigger you a little bit to reflect, how do you want to create that work life, whatever it is at work? Yes, so the reason why there are dots is that we're still gonna see what you want it to be for yourself to fit into your own life dynamic, and how to create obviously work life, whatever it is, in personal life. Yes, so those are the questions we're gonna ask. One thing that I believe strongly that it helps you in achieving those is to actually looking into your own resilience. So this is a hot topic for years, to identify your own areas of resilience. And as you basically know, the resilience helps us to bounce back from challenges that we face. So we're going to look into your own individual resilience. So again, we're going to have a quick exercise for you to reflect on this. So it's going to be very practical workshop. And then we're going to look at asking some questions to identify your values and your purpose in life, to tap again into your work life, whatever it is. And again, yes, so the aim for today is kind of make you closer to the idea of being an artist of your life and live fulfilled life, okay, in the best possible way you want. So those are outlines of for today. So that's pretty much what we're going to try to cover. So the question is, does work-life balance actually exist? If you want to respond, Carol, they can respond in the chat box. They can actually say something.
Yeah, so you can either type it out on your chat box, or you can unmute yourself.
Yes, so you can actually, yes. So what do you think? Is it possible? Does it exist, the work-life balance? And then again, how do we define the work-life balance? Yes, so I've got one definition from Wikipedia, which obviously is a source of lots of information. And yeah, according to it is the lack of opposition between the work and other areas of life. So those two things are like in the state of equilibrium, yeah? So they are sort of divided, and then equally, they're getting the same attention, yeah? So when we have work and we have life, so they are like sort of in that kind of balance, yeah? And divided equally, and we're equally giving them attention. If it's personal life, professional life, family life, it's all equal. Okay. So now my question.
Not at the same time.
Not in the same time. Yes. Not in the same time. Yes. So we're kind of moving from one to another, but we're trying to sort of give them equal attention. Yeah. So yeah, is that possible? Yes. Is this possible? Is this actually exist? Yeah, I'm going to ask Kirill, do you think it exists? I think we have one answer. So let me just quickly see what it say. Not at the same time, not at, that's the answer. Yes, not in the same time. Okay, exactly. So it's actually, you know, the two concepts that you're actually moving from one to another. Okay, so basically, you know, you need to remind yourself, okay, I spent enough time on work, now I need to move on to my personal life and make it all equal. So thank you for this. Thank you. And yeah, so really, is that realistic? Yeah, the question is that realistic approach, or actually something that it's pretty much very difficult in current life, especially working from home, especially, you know, in the way how we live nowadays. Is that possible? Yeah, and my answer is not, and it's gonna actually, if we want to achieve this, it's gonna make us quite frustrated, and actually probably set us for failure. So yeah, so now a lot of concepts currently are focusing on the well-being. Yeah, so the other way is actually, if we want to find a way to combine those two different areas, actually, so maybe we should actually look from the well-being perspective. Yeah, and well-being is obviously quality of your emotional, physical, and mental wellness. Yeah, so basically, if we would actually want to capture some kind of well-being balance in our life, those three elements supposed to actually get the correct proportion. Yeah, so the concept of well-being balance would focus probably more on the state of being, and giving again enough attention to feeling good. So that's on the emotional level, our health, that's physical, and then again, relationship that we have with people and community. So, but again, it's focusing the well-being balance, maybe focusing less on division, it's focusing less of state of being. So just by looking after my own well-being and trying to balance it, how I am. Yeah, so that will be that concept, which I'm going to explore in a minute. Okay, so but I think it's important to define it. Okay, so what are the alternatives to work-life balance? And there's a couple of concepts, and I want you to pay attention to this, because I want you to actually personally choose the one that you believe it will fit the most in your lifestyle, in your identity, with the life purpose that you have, okay, and will be ideal for you. So what are those alternatives? So one of them is work-life integration, work-life blend. Okay, so we're going to talk about this in a moment. Then we have a work-life harmony. We have work-life well-being. So I've already spoke to you about this for a minute. Then work-life flow. Okay, so you can see how many different concepts actually exist that are coming in alternative to the work-life balance. And then work-life fulfillment. Okay, so I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on each of them, and you can actually pay attention and think, okay, which one would fit the most to my way of managing things, okay, in life. So the first one would be work-life integration and work-life blend. Okay, so as you already hear, if we are trying to blend something or integrate something, so it's pretty much like we are sort of juggling a couple of plates together, and we are combining different things in our life. So it's like, you know, we're combining things on the same dish, yes? So sort of putting it all together and trying to see how this is all can coexist together, yeah? So here in the work-life integration, it's okay to overlap things, yeah? So it's very different than work-life balance, because we are not focusing on separation in our different areas of life. What we are actually focusing is on overlapping and blending things together on the one sort of plate, yeah? So we are not trying to combine all the different aspects now, we're more fluidly, we mix everything in among everything else, so we're letting things overlap and they bleed together. So that's kind of, you know, the way to go. So maybe, for example, you find yourself creating some flexible working hours, for example, to actually create some space to also in the same time, for example, to study part-time. Yeah, so in the same time, you're kind of trying to, okay, you know what, I'm focusing on work, but also I'm trying to fit my study in it. Yeah, so you find yourself, it is actually a bit stressful, and despite of maybe being able to kind of manage it, you most likely feel more full than fulfilled. Okay, because again, it's just sort of trying to run around and making sure that you actually combine all the things together, and you're finding some way to fit them all together. So we try to manage and fit all things together, but usually at the cost of one of the dish on one of the plate. Yeah, so most likely we're gonna somewhere there exhaust ourselves, and something we're gonna be overlooked. Yeah, so that's a work-life integration, work-life blend. Yeah, so again, combination, yes, mixing everything among everything else and trying to see how it works. So I would say it will be for me more like a work-life full plate with different things. So that's number one concept. The other concept is work-life harmony. Okay, wow. I think after blending all things together, the harmony probably gonna give us a little bit more sort of calmness, but pretty much, to be honest, this concept is quite similar to blend. But now, instead of just focusing what we actually combining together, we also combining them in the quality way. Okay, so it's not just putting everything together and trying to run around to manage everything what we want to manage in our life, all activities, work, personal, family. we actually gonna try to also manage it, but in more sort of a nice way. Yeah. So we asking ourselves now the questions, why? Why would we want to fit this all? And we create a more sort of a quality way to put them together. So it's say, you know, you're basically trying to manage all different aspects of our life and then make a beautiful music out of this. Yes, it's like a choir. Unique way of those voices are combined together that make a deeper, richer, and more texture sound. Yeah, so very similar to blend. However, now you actually focusing more on quality, not only on what and what you want to do with it, but also why. Yeah, so you can see like the like a choir which sings, so you have more control on the quality of things. You pay more attention to the quality, and hopefully you create some sort of harmony out of it. However, it is still kind of combining all the sound, all things that you have in life together, but maybe in a more qualitative way. Another interesting concept, of course, is the one that I already sort of share with you, because I think this is what you will sort of come across more often nowadays, that instead of work-life balance, we kind of talk about work-life well-being. Yeah, so that's sort of alternative, which make us focus more on that state of being. How would I want to be? Yeah, so creating sort of a way that positive sense of self, yes, in life, driven by different areas. Yeah, so what kind of areas I already said. So yeah, positive sense of self and life, driven by health, environment, also a purpose, relationship, and community. But rather than focusing on the goals, here we actually focusing on creating and trying to achieve something what we say positive sense of self, positive sense of being. Yeah, so well-being. Yes, so that's the actually sort of emphasis on. And you can see what well-being means is actually, you know, obviously being close to creating a right environment for yourself, so you feel better, so your work is actually it's more pleasant for you, you're feeling good at your work, you're looking after your health, so you also feel healthy, you feel fit, and then also you're creating the good and right relationship for yourself, so you actually which contributes to your general being. Yes, and getting fulfillment at work. So again, the very much focus is how I create that positive sense of self. Yeah, but again, the answer is I want to feel good, I want to be good in sense, and then just looking into those different areas. So if this is something very important to you, okay, so then that's another concept. And then there is this very interesting concept which came from this psychologist that I will not try to even pronounce his name. He actually, unfortunately, passed away this year, not very recently, but he contributed a lot to development of something like called flow. Yeah, so I think probably most of you heard about flow. Yeah, we'll say, oh, I have a flow at work. Yes, I'm in flow. Yes, and some days it's just flowing. Yeah, so he actually brought this concept, and if you are really interested, he wrote the book with the same title, Flow. And actually, when you look at his last name, it's actually Hungarian origin, so that's why it's very complicated in pronunciation. Even for me, even I'm coming from the same part of the world, I would say that's a bit of mission for me. But it's one of the positive psychologies, and in order for us to actually, you know, sort of fulfill our life, he puts a lot of focus on getting into the flow. So how do we get in flow? We actually get involved with some activities, movement and action that actually sort of we get so much engaged with it that we lose sort of track of time. Yes, we get your whole being is involved. Yeah, so that you get as kind of the sense of total involvement, that you're losing yourself into that. Yeah, and that's really amazing also, of course, feelings, because again, you know, it feels right, it feels good. Yeah. So all elements of your life are on this kind of flow, yes, individually, but also flowing with each other. Yes, so just all the area of life, work, life, everything is kind of flowing. Yeah, it's like playing jazz. Yeah, it's kind of a bit spontaneous, bit but what it gives you the sense of being fully involved, fully engaged, and just the time flows. Yeah. So you can totally lose yourself in sort of focusing. What kind of example of those activities? For example, you know, like at some time you're playing with the kids and you totally lose yourself. You're working on some project as well, and you sort of lose yourself in that, but you feel good, you feel rewarded, and that's the concept of the flow, being completely involved in activity for its own sake. Yeah. And then again, work-life flow. Yes, that you sort of again flowing with those different things that you have in life. Okay, and then this comes, yes, the most, I would say, appealing for me concept, which I call the work-life fulfillment. Yeah. So what we really in this concept, actually, we're focusing on goals. Yeah. I'm not focusing on trying, like in previous concept, balance things. So in separation, trying to manage things in the right proportion. I'm not trying to put everything on the one plate and mix together. So I actually achieve the full, so I get everything together. So I feel I live fully, but fully, not in fulfill way, or getting into that flow, or focusing on the state of being. Here we actually focusing on what is our passion, what do we want to do in life. Yes, what is our goal with our life. Yes, so this concept is pretty much focusing about what I want to achieve as a result, yes, in our life. What am I trying to achieve? In which direction I want to flow? Yes, so the focus is on the positive goal. Yeah? So it can be about achieving a goal or purpose, or meeting a desire or needs to get the feeling of happiness or satisfaction, and then feel like you actually going in the direction of full potential. Yeah, your full potential, your sense of purpose, your sense of mission, achieving the mission in your life. Okay, so that's actually, I believe, a most appealing concept. Yeah, so rather than focusing on the state of being, I'm focusing on my purpose in life, where I want to go, and around that, I'm gonna start setting up the goals. Yeah, so it's a very different question that I'm gonna answer. Okay, so basically what I want you to sort of decide now is, by just having a bit of understanding on what each of those concepts is about, and especially the one that it's really the most appealing to me, around fulfillment. So achieving the purpose, goal, potential, achieving our needs, yeah, on the full potential. I want you to actually think, okay, what it is for you? What will be the work life? What is more appealing? And you can use one of those words that will define your own ideal for your work life. Yes, so maybe this could be balance still. Okay, maybe this is what you want to achieve. Maybe it's gonna be a blend of things in the same time on the one plate, as the plate is full, and looking into, you know, how much you want to fit into the plate. Maybe it's gonna be well-being, maybe it's gonna be calm, maybe the word excitement will actually fit for you, maybe adventure, maybe connection, or maybe fulfillment. Yeah, so what I really want you at this moment to take some time and define your own ideal for your work life. What works for you? What might works for you? And around that, trying to develop sort of idea how you want to manage it in your life, what you want to focus on. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to do that. Okay, for me, I don't know what it would be for Kirill, but for me, it would be definitely work-life fulfillment. Even though I like adventures, I like being connected. Flow, it's quite appealing too. Okay, but I still feel that what I'm looking for in life is the fulfillment, work-life fulfillment. Okay, what is it for you, Kirill?
I think for me, it would be well-being.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the idea of well-being, trying to achieve different things in different aspects of not just work, but also relationships, maybe financial and all that. So I think that's more appealing for me.
Okay, so the question you're asking yourself, how would I actually sort of connect to those different areas of life to feel good, to feel healthy, to feel you know, at your best, at your potential. Okay, all right. So I didn't sell you the concept of fulfillment yet, but let's see, we still have some time to the end of the webinar, so hopefully it will work. Okay, so I think by this time you probably decided what you, maybe Kirill was more convincing here. So, but I still hope that you actually gonna question yourself and think, okay, what is the why that it's right for me? Okay, so if you're gonna follow me, probably I would gonna ask you, okay, why the work-life fulfillment is so important, yeah, and how can we actually achieve the work-life fulfillment, yeah? So we actually feel like we're feeling the right purpose, yeah, we're going in the right direction. So it's all about the positive goal, yeah, it's all about the committed action and general state of being, yeah. So we're now in opposition to Kirill because I'm focusing on achieving the positive goal, commit to action in my value direction, where some of you might be actually trying to fulfill the state of being. So the question is, what are my goals personally? Yes. So what do I want personally? In my life. Yeah. What do I want to have? What's important to me? What's appealing? What I feel passionate about? So really, it's important to kind of reflect on maybe 3-4 passions that you have on the personal level and professional level, and ask yourself this question: what are my passions? Yeah. What is my sense of purpose? What do I enjoy really doing? Yeah, rather than actually feeling any other concept. Oh, I need to, you know, do this, and this to feel good because this is what they say. This is what the theories say. So rather that you becoming a master of your life and asking yourself the questions: what I'm really passionate about, and if you identify this on the personal and professional level, you're going to ask yourself, how do I best allocate my time to meet those goals and lead my meaningful and productive life? So once you identify, like I said, not too many areas, but the couple of things that you're passionate about, then the next step will be, okay, what are practical ways to actually allocate time to those things that make me passionate? Yeah, so you're driving it, you're not looking into any specific area. You actually come up with that chart of what you want in your life. Yeah, and that's actually the concept of fulfillment. So you can see now I'm actually using a concept from acceptance commitment therapy, which gonna give you an idea that, see, despite of anything happening in current life, especially nowadays when there's a lot of uncertainty, lots of anxiety that we feel about the future, okay, we get caught up a lot of time in something what we say in our thoughts. We call it diffusion of thoughts. Yeah, so in opposition is the fusion of thoughts, but lots of time we overthink. We lose the contact with present moment. Here you could see that it's important to regain this contact with the present moment, accept things that are not in our control. Okay, and sometimes self as a context is in whatever, it's so important in this work-life fulfillment that you actually take time to get out of your life, to look at your life from the distance. So I'm actually able to observe myself doing something and looking from the side and think, is this what I want to do? Is there something that might change? Because in the work-life fulfillment, you are very active. You are constantly planning your goals and rethinking your goals. Yeah. So by doing a bit of distancing, you are you are able to see your life in the more perspective way. And then what you see on the right-hand side, you see that what's important is this committed action. So the goals in the value direction. Yeah. So that will give you an idea that despite of the anxiety, despite of the things that's going on around, despite of different thoughts, emotions, and triggers that you have from the external world and also from internal world, all what you want to do it actually is kind of continue your path. Yeah. But again, rethink all your goals and things, so things can change. Yeah. You might actually from week to another week to find that maybe things are change the priorities, maybe you need to rethink some goals, maybe you need to delay certain things. Yeah. So you're constantly focusing on what's important to you. And one thing also that two things that actually help you to gain this work-life fulfillment is actually resilience and values. So those are two very important concepts. You see this tiger say, life is not about how fast you run and how high you climb, but how well you bounce. Yeah. So again, so it's about what are my area of resilience that help me to achieve my goals in order to get this work-life fulfillment. Yeah. So they are all personal. So each of us can have a different resilience. Yeah. In terms of our strength. And it's very dynamic. It's constantly changing because you come across a different situation and then you have new experiences. When you test your strength, when you actually identify that this is something that you're actually able to do, able to achieve, and then you actually enhance your sort of portfolio, your image of your self-resilience. So I want to give you the short exercise in a minute to actually reflect on your own resiliency factor. So which one in your life are actually strong and existing, so you can actually stay on your track and focus on your goals. Okay, because resilience is going to be helping you to adjust, adapt, and respond to different things in a more flexible way. Yeah, so it's all about the foundation. It's help you to respond to changing environment and then maintain a steady state in your personal well-being. Yeah, so it's really resilience. A lot of times is about adaptability, bouncing from different things and being quite flexible in different areas, which we definitely need in the work-life fulfillment, because this is where we have to let go of certain things. We need to overcome things, yeah, that comes on our way for us to achieve this fulfillment. So this is actually the list of qualities of your resilience. So there are actually 20 of them, but one of them is missing, which is very important. But I don't know if you're gonna figure out which one is this. But one thing that is actually missing here, it's one of the highest predictor of people resilience. But what I want you to do with it is actually, I don't know, you can take a picture of this or you can actually reflect on this right now. I want you to actually look at each of those resiliency factors and score yourself from 0 to 10. Okay, when 0 is obviously, I don't think I'm strong in that at all. 5 is somewhere in the middle, and 10 is actually, yes, I know I've got it. From my experience, I can reflect that this is something that is my strong resilience quality. Yeah, so you have optimism here, you have self-confidence, enjoying making plans, carrying them out. Yeah, so when you have a goals, you actually enjoy to achieve them to the end. ability to control, or I would say manage emotions or regulate your emotions, having a purpose in life, being very grateful about things that happen to you. No one makes a difference, yeah? So knowing that you actually contribute to this world, you're doing something that makes a difference to someone, yeah? High self-esteem, life has meaning, yeah? Do you actually are able to reflect on the meaning in your life? Very important, sense of humor, yeah? So being able to distance yourself and have a laugh about yourself, about, you know, sometimes different things that not always happen the way you want. Flexibility, yeah? Ability to think through possibilities, yeah? So life work fulfillment really gonna require from us constantly go back and forward to actually try to find the ways to achieve our goals in order to live meaningful and purposeful life. Spirituality, being generous and kind towards others, having a strong role model. This is something what a lot of people actually struggle with, you know. I know that lots of you might follow the celebrities, and we have our celebrities that we're looking into, but it's important that we have a strong role models in life, that know what sense of rightness and wrongness, how would that person would actually behave in the situation that we come across. Willing to change, of course, very important quality and resilience in the current times. Self-directed, yeah. So on a lot of interviews, when you actually are looking for a job, people will ask you, are you self-directed? Are you self-motivated? Yes. Are you able to actually focus on your task without anyone to push you? And that's a new concept now, yes, because a lot of people are working more on the task now rather than actually filling the hours at work, yeah. So that sense of self-direction and self-motivation is very crucial. And then, of course, enjoying learning, yeah, being learner, open to things, having the open mind and adaptability. So you might not be able to finish to actually score yourself today, but hopefully after this webinar. So what really I want you to do it is actually go one by one, and there's one missing which you need to add it to this, which is social support. Do you have a support? Do you have people to actually talk to who can support you in your way of actually trying to do this work-life fulfillment? Yeah. Do you have someone have your back? We say yes. So so it's just so important, yeah. So again, I think a lot of times when I work with Kirill, he knows, you know, there's some things that always come up. So I want to know that I have that support, yes, in achieving certain goals that we want to drive through. So have a look, assess yourself from 0 to 10, and once you've done it, yeah, you can actually calculate your final score. That will give you an idea how many points you have out of maximum 200. Yeah. So and then again, what we want to look at is be more aware of your quality of your resilience. What's your strength? So you can always tap to it, but also look at the things that maybe you would want to more focus on or more develop. Yeah. So that's the exercise. Okay. So I think that's okay. Karen, does anyone have any questions, or it's clear, hopefully, to everyone?
So far, no questions.
So far, no
Feel
questions.
free
Okay.
to type in the chat if you have any questions, guys.
Yes, if there's anything that is unclear to you, or you have any questions, then please, you know, you can always write. And so where we take it from there. So once you know your resilience, so you know what can support you in achieving your goals. So you want to become more aware of your values. So then the values will be your compass in terms of actually pursuing your passion. Yeah. Identifying things that you actually want to have and put into your life. So rather than have a life that is full of different things that you hardly can manage, and looks like, you know, that the one plate is gonna drop in a moment, okay, and you're running around, is actually identifying what you really want to have in your life, you know, to feel actually fulfilled and have this purposeful, meaningful life. So in order to identify your values, again, it's a work in progress. This is the most beautiful and most essential work when I work with clients, individual clients, when I work with the corporate clients, when I actually do the workshop, is constantly asking yourself those questions, because things change, priorities change, the circumstances change, and then we want to make sure that we actually following the right compass for us. Yeah. So what's important for you? Yeah, what's really important? Again, identifying the passion, you're going to ask yourself the question, because what we want to narrow to probably three the most important passion in your life. Yeah, I know sometimes people have those lists, you know, endless list of values, 10 values, 15 values. Yeah, I have the activity that I work with clients when we actually give the clients the value cards, and there are around 100 cards. And then we're asking the client, you know, identify what's important to you. So usually the first run, people actually put 20, 30 things to the high importance. And that actually shows how sometimes we're a bit confused and unclear about what is really our drive, what is our passion. So again, ask yourself this question: what's really important to me? Yeah, what do I really want? Yes, in life. What do you want your life stand for? Yeah. What sort of person do you want to be? Yeah. How do you see yourself? How you want to build that self-image of yourself? Yeah. What sort of relationship do you want to build? Yes. How you want to be with people? How do you want to act, behave in the world towards other and towards yourself? And what do you want to do with your life? Yeah, some of them you actually feel like they're overlapping, but that's fine, because you constantly want to go back and forward to actually identify what is your passion and what you want to dedicate time for, and what you would want to drop in order to have this work-life fulfillment. Okay, how do you want to take responsibility of your life? Yeah, how you want to spend your life? Yeah, so once you identify those, then the next step will be to actually looking into the goals of, okay, yes, how can I get there? How can I get there? Yeah, what do I need to do? What are my goals? Yeah, how can I allocate my time during the day to actually focus on achieving those goals? Yeah, so it's all about the goals around our values, and the resilience actually help us to bounce back from some difficulties on our way. So again, this is not the work that you can do in 5 minutes. Okay, there's a lot of reflection. I suggest to you, go to the nice coffee place if you can, those nice ambience outside of your work, wherever you work. Is it your office, is your home? Get out of there. Take a distance out of this place and actually sit with yourself for a moment, okay, to actually look into, okay, what need to be relooked, yes, what I need to prioritize. So get outside of daily routine once a week, have that me time, and then check on if you need to rethink certain things, and then what you need to take more attention and pay more attention to. Okay, so how to become an artist of your life. So a couple of tips again, artist of your life, because I like it. I just feel like, you know what, our life is like an art, and we can create it in the best possible way. So it's not actually feeling into the pressure of, oh my God, yes, I should be balancing things. I should be actually managing everything better, yes, because people say, oh, you don't manage your life, you know, you look like you're running from one thing to another and you're doing 5 things in the same time, yes. And say on the end of the day, you feel like, yes, I'm doing this and this and this and this, okay, but rather than having a life that is fulfilled, I actually feel like I have a full life, okay, and in a moment I feel like dropping something, yeah, yes. So and then again, depends how you want to look into it. You can focus more on the creating the state of being, the well-being, or actually looking into the goals. So a couple of tips that would work for both, for me and Carol, I would say, in terms of different concepts, is one thing. The first thing is actually identifying what do you do in your life. Yeah, I'm going to just place a couple of things, and I will elaborate a little bit more. Prioritize what's important to you and let go of everything else. Easy to say, okay, but how to do it on the practical level? Yes, you say, oh, prioritize, but I don't know what I'm going to do. So I really suggest for all of you to actually have a logbook, yes, for a week or two, and actually keep a time log of what you actually doing, what you spending the time. Yeah, it's such an eye-opener when you actually on the end of the week you're actually seeing how much you contributed time to certain things on your own choice, or maybe unintentionally. Yeah, that the life is actually the time is actually, you know, passing by, and you actually identify that maybe I'm going, like I said, I love to go to grocery shopping almost every day. You know, I'm such a bad shopper for one shop for 1 week. Yeah, so but instead of this, sometimes I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm actually taking so much time, because every day I'm going to the shop for, and sometimes it's happened to me, I go twice a day, you know, because I'm still thinking, oh, I would like to have this and I don't have it. Yeah, but then I question myself, you know what, could I actually spend this time on something much more fulfilling than actually going around those you know, supermarket and getting things that I need, which again, it's important, but it's not that important, can be managed better. So keep a time log for a week and then or two, and then see it. Okay, what are my priority? What can I drop? How can I manage the things differently? So I will identify more time. And then just what is essential building blocks are to achieve your work life fulfillment. Yeah, so see which things you would want to actually put more time on. Okay, so where you need to set boundaries, so you can actually put more time on the things which are important to you. Okay, another thing, of course, is yes, then once you will see out of this logbook that there are some activities and opportunities that actually make you feel good. Yeah, that energize you, that you feel fulfilled, you feel like it is your good fit, and you can focus on them. Sometimes it's very hard, you know, you might like say, okay, I don't know, I feel like I like all of this, or I should be doing all of it. Yes, so another idea is to actually ask your friends for feedback. Okay, so identify a couple of people that knows you well, okay, and then ask them, okay, what activities you think, what do you feel about me, what do you associate me, what do you think it's good for me, yeah, from your observation. Okay, so that's another thing. Set your own boundaries. Oh, this is something that a lot of people who want everything is difficult to achieve. Okay, so it's saying no to things. Yes, saying no, not every time. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, the new project. Yes, I'm gonna take it. Can you help this person? Yes, I will help it. Yes, so all those kind of things. So be able to say yes to things that important, but stay away from saying yes to everything that that comes your way. And sometimes if it's at work, okay, ask questions. That why this have to be met next week? Ask why this deadline. Yeah, is there any reason for it to be tomorrow? It can be in 2 days. Yes, so question and get clarity of importance of some deadlines, some things that have been imposed to you, so actually you can then again spend the time on things that are more fulfilling. Yeah, and I think and obviously embrace work-life integration. Yes, so pretty much is actually embracing this integration of things that are actually already identified as your priority, identified as your passions. Okay, and going into the direction. Yeah, staying away from this a bit of pressure of work-life balance, which a lot of psychological study actually showing that when we actually impose that, oh, you need to be balancing things, you know, oh no, now you want to move to the oh, take vacation now, yes, because you're working so hard, then actually we're ending up under a lot of feel of guilt, under a lot of stress and pressure, and we actually are not any more productive than we would be without taking it. Yeah. So I hope that you got some of those essential tips, some of the tips, and a couple of things to add as well. You know, how can you actually increase this fulfillment in life? You know, so it's also being grateful, like I said. Yeah. Taking more sort of active approach into your life rather than, you know, letting the things get into your life. Revisiting them, like I said, you know, through the me time and reviewing it from the distance, self as a concept, context, yeah. Building positive relationship with people, new relationship, and being a good person that you want to be to fit your values. Okay, so I think all what I can wish you is to actually wish you a good luck. There's a lot of books, a lot of literature that can improve your joy of life, but for reason, yeah, the reason that you want to fulfill. Yeah. So again, ask yourself, instead of asking, am I balancing my life well? Am I balancing my work, personal life well? Ask yourself, am I living my passion? Okay. Am I doing what actually I want to do in my life? And then if you actually identify that, most likely there will be a lot of boost of creativity, passion, and innovation into your life, because you will feel like you're doing the right things. Yeah. And again, it's also about having your own journey. Yeah. I said on the beginning, there is no right fit for everyone. Okay, what works for me or works for Carol is not going to work for you guys. You know, you need to actually do this exercise yourself and revisit it from time to time to be artist of your life. So what is the aim? The aim is to actually dedicate the quality time to define your own ideal fit for your work life. Okay, one of this concept, and then look what works the best for you. Okay, in order for you to achieve a purposeful and obviously meaningful life. So, you know, you feel like you're making a difference to yourself, you're making difference to others. Carol, any questions, any things that do we still have time to answer any questions or
At the moment, we
anything from
don't have
you?
any questions, but do you guys have any questions? You can just type it out in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself.
Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for being with me and for dedicating this Saturday time and 1 hour to this webinar. I hope it's helped to actually reflect. I hope it helps you to reflect first on what is your own concept of work life, okay, and then work around that. Hopefully, it gives you some tools to actually reflect on your resilience and identify your strengths to actually achieve your goals, help you to think about your values. Wow, lots of coffee to reflect on this, unless you're a tea drinker. Okay, I'm a coffee drinker, so that's why I'm always thinking of coffee, but the coffee time is important. You can even associate this coffee time with actually contributing to that work-life fulfillment for you. And then again, remembering, you know, it's a work in progress. Have a logbook, write down, identify what you're actually putting time into it, and go in and just focus on those couple of things in your life as much as you can, instead of actually, you know, putting everything onto one plate. So that's it from me, Carol. And then, of course, I'm inviting you, if there's something that you think that would be more useful for you to work on one-on-one, of course, we are inviting you to the safe space, because at times it can be quite challenging to work on your own. There's certain things that you can do on your own, but there's obviously lots of more that you can do with the coach, counselor, or therapies. And obviously, you know, I've obviously invited you to join to work with me, but there's a lot of other therapies that work with the safe space, and I hope that this can be something that can enhance your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Agnes. I think today we received quite a number of thank yous, and many have said it's an inspiring session. So we also want to thank everyone that has joined today's webinar. It's Saturday, and I feel that I really hope that this has been really beneficial to everyone that's on this call. I've also left a link for everyone. If you have a few, like a minute or two to help us fill up the survey form, that would be so great. So I will leave this session and just want to say thank you again to Agnes for this wonderful session.
Okay, guys, good luck and have a nice Saturday, everyone. Okay, ciao.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.